Now, it's been 32 days since I started my journey in Fleet Command, trying to become the most powerful commander in the galaxy. However, reaching that goal hasn't all been smooth sailing, and as a matter of fact, I'm currently in the middle of a war. Let me catch you up real quick. Last week, a member of Clan violated the rules of engagement, so my alliance, Gob, declared war. Now, since the start of the war, we have completely decimated Clan, sending them running for the hills. And last week, I found the base of one of their most resilient players, ODBC. I've been waiting for an opportunity to attack him, hoping that he'll mess up and forget to shield up overnight, so let's see if that comes to fruition this week. Now, coming in on day 32, I couldn't find many enemies around the galaxy, so I decided to do some Augment quests instead. And while doing so, I noticed a Horde player floating around in space. Oh, this is a super even match. I mean, he does have a tiny bit more strength than me, but my crew is better than his. Should I do it? I think I should do it. So I took the gamble, confident my crew would be good enough to edge out the victory, and sure enough, it was. Oh, come on. There we go. That's my closest 1v1 yet. I have like 2 health or something left. From there, I completed more Augment quests, unlocking more paths in this space. Building the Voklos has actually been a total game changer. Not only has it carried me through the war, but it's also allowed me to easily complete all of these quests. However, my peaceful questing was soon to be interrupted by an attack on my envoy. Oh no, my survey! Bro, it's a Clan guy. And he's gone. Well, it sucks, but can't do nothing about it but repair your ship and just send it back out. All's fair in love and war, and so I went to take out another Clan player. Now, my prime target is this player, ODBC. He is one of the most aggressive Clan members, constantly destroying my surveys, as well as I have a bit of a personal vendetta against him, and he hides his surveys very well. But I soon found out where he was hiding them as Oberon sent me the coordinates to an extremely faraway system. Now, this system was all the way at the end of Klingon space, and I had never even explored there before, but when I entered, lo and behold, my mortal enemy was there just mining away. Bro, I didn't even actually know there were mining systems all the way out here. It's actually pretty useful. Plus, now I know where OD goes to mine, so that's going to make things a little bit more easy for me. I also made sure to explore all of the surrounding galaxies to make sure I didn't miss any other mining systems that he could potentially be hiding in. And then I got off for the night. When I came in the next day, the first thing I did was open the galaxy chat to ODBC taunting his enemies. And of course, me being one of those enemies, the second thing I did after logging in was to find him and destroy him. And when I was searching around a little bit more, I found another one of his surveys. But I wasn't done there. I kept hunting him and even found a 3rd ship of his. But before I could take that one out, he spotted me and he fled. Chicken. Now at this point, he was fed up with me constantly blowing up his miners, and he sent me a private message. Nice. See you in Kepler a little later. Kepler? That's actually my home system. Is dude threatening to blow up my house? Little does he know, I know where he lives too. Now, we were definitely winning our war against Clan on the field, but this message showed me that we were also winning the mental war. Now, remember how I said I found Odie's base last week? Well, I had been waiting for an opportunity to attack him at night, hoping that he'd forget his shield, but that never happened. And I was starting to think that I was never going to get the opportunity to attack him, so I figured I might as well troll him a little bit. Now, I didn't respond to the message he sent me, but instead, I decided to send over my starter ship, the Rialta, over to his base. Once there, I didn't even attack him. I just parked my ship right at his doorstep just so it'd be like, yo, I know where you live too. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. Now, during our war, I was also hunting these rogue players marked with this evil-looking red symbol, and my neighbor Ace, well, he was one of them. So I decided to go ahead and try attacking his base to see if he was online or not, and if he wasn't, I was going to destroy his base and steal all of his materials. However, what I didn't expect was for him to attack me back. Now, as his assault came in, my Voklos was repairing, so I quickly sped that up and sent it out to defend his oncoming attack. And that turned out to be a piece of cake, as my Voklos was stronger than all 3 of his ships combined. Oh, did homie really think that he was strong enough to take me out like that? Bro, we're the same level, but I'm double your power. And since he just attacked me, I attacked him right back, and he quickly shielded up. That's right, you don't want no problems with the greatest commander in the universe. That's me, just in case you didn't know. And with that, I got off for the night. But when I came in the next day, I saw the news that Oberon had raided Colder overnight, another clan player. He also mentioned that he couldn't find a single clan player mining materials overnight. Now, it had been 6 days since this war had started, and at this point it seemed like their entire alliance was completely falling apart. Not only were their members nowhere to be seen, but even their admiral, yes, the leader of their alliance, had gone into hiding and was completely shielded up. Plain and simple, we had won the war as all their players were either leaving or hiding. That is, except for one player who refused to admit defeat. You know who I'm talking about, and I think you know what happens next. I went and found his miners, and I destroyed them again. I don't even know if there's any real reason to taking down his miners anymore. It kind of just feels like I'm beating a dead horse. This poor dude is basically all alone at this point. I went and searched the galaxy for other clan members and I couldn't find anyone. Basically, they were just all gone. I've been looking for like a good 15 minutes straight now and not a single clan member to be found. I think we've just basically won at this point. Now things were slowing down war-wise and we'd probably see a resolution soon, so I figured now would be a good time to continue my base progression and head towards level 23. And as I was checking out the events, I noticed one required me to defeat lost hostiles. Now usually I don't mention events because there are so many that I complete every single day, but I had no clue what a lost hostile was. After a quick Google search, I discovered that I could actually access a new part of the galaxy like far, far away. And after a long time of traveling, I entered the Delta Quadrant. Now, this was a part of the galaxy that I was supposed to discover later on at higher level questing, but thanks to the ongoing events, I discovered it earlier. What the heck are formation armadas? I kind of feel like I'm not supposed to be here right now, but might as well take these dudes down. Now, this discovery reminded me that there are still so many systems to explore, and I'm just a tiny speck of dust in the grand scheme of things. But after completing that event, my alliance was doing Armada, so I of course partook. And now that I had 300,000 strength in my Vocalist, I could help out 5% instead of 1. I mean, it's progress, okay? And with the loot that I got, I opened some uncommon Armada packs, which had, well, I mean, not very good rewards, actually. Now, coming in on day 35, my operations had finished upgrading, and I was now a level 23. And a little surprise waiting for me was right outside my base, 2 clan miners came out of hiding. Except not for long. Now, I also noticed Ace's base was unprotected, so as I do, I attacked it. From there, I went to do my daily goals, and when I checked back a little bit later, I realized that he hadn't shielded back up, so basically, he wasn't online to defend his base, which meant I could completely destroy him if I wanted to. But I mean, you know me, I'm a nice guy, so I let him live. Come on, were you really believing that? I completely destroyed his base, and once it was cracked, I relocated right next to him so I could mine out his base with ultimate efficiency. And using 2 surveys simultaneously, I sat there for 50 minutes to mine out his entire base. Because that's what I do. Alright, listen man, I might have taken like 50 million of your resources, but I did leave you 25 par steel and 2 tritanium, so you're welcome. And so this past week in Fleet Command was insanely eventful, from declaring war to creating enemies and taking control of the galaxy in the process. But now it was time for me to move on from my alliance and make my own. Our war against Clan wasn't officially over, but at this point, it was practically just ODBC holding on to his pride, which honestly wasn't worth fighting for anymore. I had learned a lot from my time staying with the goblins, but it was time for me to leave and create my own alliance so that I could become the strongest commander in the galaxy. I am now the leader of Lex Force, and you guys can join me too over on server 710. And with that, my Goblin arc was over, and it was time to start a new chapter in my Fleet Command journey.